Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, it has legit been nearly 4 years since my last full YouTube video. I have still been active on YouTube but making shorts, but I decided to come back. It's not really was a decision. I just don't have the technology to absorb the amount of space YouTube requires. And though using my phone is amazing, I'm using my phone right now, my phone is also my business, and so I already have no storage. And so I definitely just wanted to take the chance and just get back on here because I know that the YouTube community has missed me dearly, and I've just been getting so much like, are you ever gonna come back? Are you gonna make any videos? Because we prefer long videos. And so enough with the talking. As you can tell by the title so far, we are going to be discussing what is a doula and why would you need one, and more importantly, the guide of what a doula support actually can look like for you. And so I'm just so excited to be back, and I hope you guys like this video. So the last time you guys saw me, I was still pregnant. I didn't even have the chance to do a video of my birth story and how that went about, but we're gonna get into that because I'm going to talk about, like I mentioned earlier, what a doula is and what you can expect from a doula support. And I am actually an Afro-Indigenous full spectrum holistic doula. And I like to also add within the full spectrum part that I'm also a death doula. However, technically full spectrum includes deaths, but many people aren't aware of that. So I like to add that part in so that you understand that it's really a full spectrum from the beginning to the end. And so if you notice that I'm looking this way, it's because I have notes and I like to be very organized, or I'm just gonna be like babbling on. So that's why I'm looking over here. But I really kind of want to go back a few years, right? My daughter is almost 3. That is how long I've been away at this point. I was away for some time, and just going through postpartum and all of that. Okay, so let me just kind of go backtrack. My daughter was born in May of 2021. And she was born on her due date, so exactly at 40 weeks, which was really, really cool. I didn't know that happened. It's not common actually, but I thought that was amazing. And we decided, if you guys remember, we decided to go with not a hospital, and we, at that time, weren't able to go to ABC, which is Atlanta's birth center, the one and only birth center that is in, I think that's in all of Georgia actually, which is very sad and telling to our maternal rate down here. But I had in-town midwifery, which unfortunately they have closed down a few years ago, like shortly after I gave birth actually, which I feel like was a godsend because oh my goodness. And so we intended to have a water birth, but we could not for a couple of reasons that they had mentioned to me. And I wasn't really bothered by that so much. It was definitely a goal of mine, but I at that moment didn't really care, to be honest. After, I definitely was more like, damn, I really wish it was in the water, but I know for sure next time around, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the water for sure. Long story short, my point is that shortly after my daughter was born, I began to realize that not a lot of women, especially in America, was receiving the same amount of care and love and support that I was getting. And I truly, truly thank God for the level of support that I received, because I literally had family with me from 2 weeks before my daughter was born until about 6.5 months of my daughter's arrival on this earth. And that is unknown for a lot of people. Given, you know, circumstances, a lot of grandparents are working and great pay, you know, like everybody's working, or people just can't travel, or finances, or whatever it is. And so me personally being able to have my mom, my sister, my friends at the time, and my brother, my little brother, he was actually the person that stayed the longest with me. And he's a heaven sent. He stayed with me literally for 6.5 months. And when I say, oh, next baby, oh yeah, he's definitely staying with me again, because he was absolutely amazing. I did not have to lift a finger for 6 whole months. And that, when I noticed that, and I was, you know, making community and talking to different women, and, you know, trying to cherry pick my own village, I was just hearing horrific stories, whether it was from hospital births, even birth centers. And this is not just in Georgia, but just either around the nation or around the world in general. I'm just hearing so much trauma, hurt, and pain. People not having family, not having friends, whether they moved to a new state, a new country, whether they just just figured out that they weren't gonna get full maternity leave, so they have to, their assumption of what that would look like is changing, and all of these different things is happening, and they don't have someone on their corner that is educated and well versed in the world of just what's happening to them at the moment. And more than that, even if you are or were, you know, not a first-time mom, but you're a new mom, so let's say this is your second, third, fourth, you know, however many children at that point, things change. Every single pregnancy is a new pregnancy, because you are a new mom. You're not a first-time mom, but you are a new mother. You are a new person. Every single time that we give birth, our placenta regrows fresh every single time. And so I was just really saddened by that. And at this point in my life and in my mind, I had officially decided to step away officially from education. If you guys took a look back at my last few videos, you would know. And I knew that I wanted to make an impact again, like I have always made impacts, whether it was in my community or in my schools or wherever I was. I always knew I wanted to be an impact. And one of my absolute favorite verses is Matthew 5, verse 14. And that is really where the song, This Little Light of Mine comes from. And I always knew that God has ordained me to be the light in my world. And so I did some research, and I wanted to see what kind of doulas there were, because I had a doula, but I know that she was just a prenatal doula, not necessarily a postpartum doula, which I was okay with because I knew I was going to get support. But I knew I wanted to encompass everything. Like I wanted, as usual, I wanted to be the one woman show, and I sure am. But I wanted to make sure that I really was able to take care of everyone wholly. And I believe on this earth there are healers and there's guides on this earth for a reason, whether it's by by choice or something that you realize from a young age, so in essence you're born with it. And I always knew I had that. I definitely had that trait for sure. And so one of my biggest things was just helping others, helping them realize their strengths, their powers, the love that they should have for themselves, just the essence that they exude. I believe everyone should have the opportunity to understand just how freaking dope we are. Like, we are amazing people. And it saddens my heart that not everyone knows that or is supported in that fact. And so I said, what better way to be around people who need the most support than becoming a doula? And so I actually am an Afro-Indigenous, holistic, full spectrum doula. Like I said earlier, also merges into a death doula. And so I'm gonna break each one of those down, because you're probably like, okay, what's the difference? Like, what is the difference? How many kind of doulas are there? So being a doula is I don't want to say it's just like being a doctor, because it's not. We don't have, many doulas do not have the medical experience or licenses or, schooling. There are doulas, however, who are RNs or who are midwives or who are, nurse practitioners, and they can actually provide you with medical advice. Well, not just medical advice, but like medical performances, like if they need to check the heartbeat, or the baby's length, or maybe some cervical checks, if that's something you wanted. And so so there are definitely doulas who do have that background if that was something you wanted, or was looking for. You could also just go for a midwife, but midwives are typically not your doula because they operate more like a doctor. So they would be, they would have a lot more patients. They might not be able to be, communicate with you 24/7 or even 574 or whatever, and so even if you have a midwife, it's still great to have a doula as well, because why wouldn't you want more support? Why wouldn't you want more people who are well versed and want the best for you and want you to be as informed and as prepared as possible? I don't think I personally don't feel like it's a harm. So Afro-Indigenous, what that means is that I personally do and have done my own study and have been trained and certified in the ancient and traditional history, culture, and practice of African and also Indigenous midwifery and just kind of birth care. That stems from Indigenous groups in North America. I actually had the opportunity to study with a wonderful, absolutely wonderful Indigenous midwifery in Washington State, and that was such a beautiful experience where I got to indulge with a lot of the Indigenous tribes there, and that was in itself very eye-opening because I'm not from Washington or North America, that part of America, and so it was great. With that, I also have Taino ancestry, and so being able to look back on what the natives in the Taino tribes were doing, and also in various parts of Africa as well. Of course, as you know, Africa is a continent, and so when I say African ancestry, I'm really just kind of pulling different countries, different tribes, different nations, and blending them all together. I prefer to do my studies like that and kind of get a little bit of everything and then put them all together and make my own specialty, as like my own little, special thing going on, because I feel like that's the best way that I can get to people. And so that's what that means for me. This also includes any Asian influences or any Asian traditions in birth work as well. And so you'll notice if you have me as a client that I talk a lot about, from whether it's from North America, Africa, Asia, I'll talk about things that most cultures would be experiencing or would have knowledge of, and they're like, oh yeah, you know about that? I'm like, yeah, I do. I do. And so that to me is like the most amazing part. My reasoning for wanting to become a full spectrum doula, like I said, I wanted to really have that access to my clients wholly. So if you are looking to conceive and you're looking for options of conceiving, whether it's IVF, surrogacy, whether it's adoption or you want to foster, I can aid in those, what that looks like, what your options are. We can work out a plan with that, and then whenever you're ready to start actually family planning, we can discuss things of that nature. When you are actually pregnant, then I'm with you from the time that you find out until the time the baby's head is out, of wherever it comes out of. And then after that is postpartum and that period. Usually a lot of my clients, and we have this banter where we say, like, once you book Melissa, you're with her for life. And I have to say it's really true, because my oldest client, I've had her for about 5 years now. So I have a little 5-year-old baby and it's absolutely precious, because I did aid and guide in the birth of a lot of these children. And so the fact that a lot of my clients and I are still able to have such a strong and deep relationship that when their kids are 5 or they're, starting kindergarten, they're like, okay, what are some holistic ways that I can make sure that they don't get sick often? What are, new nutrition that I can implement now that they're a little bit older, they kind of got out of the picky phase? What about brain development, communication? Because if you don't know, my background, if you have not watched any of my previous videos, but I actually was an educator for about 11 years. I was an English professor, and I did that from like pre-K up until upper grad school. And so I taught nearly every single person. I moved around a lot, and so it wasn't just like one school and I was doing all that. No, it would have been a lot tiring. But I am trained and certified, and I also have a degree in psychology and child development and neuroscience. And then I also have certifications and trainings in emotional, mental health, holistic wellness, and all of these other great things that if you want to check out, definitely look at my website and see all of those things out, because it is a mouthful and I'm not going to sit here all day to talk about that. And so you may be wondering, all right, girl, I love that. That sounds amazing. So now what? Like, why would I need a doula? Like, what is their benefit for me? Especially if I'm not a first-time mom, or let's say I'm not financially capable of probably paying someone for support. Maybe if they were free support, yeah, come along, tag along, I don't mind. But from what I hear, doulas are expensive. And so how do I budget that into my lifestyle and into what I want? Because I have yet to meet someone that says, oh, I'm okay, I have too much support. Actually, I might. I have heard someone say that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. Amazing. I love that you have so much support. If you need anything, just reach out. But most of the time I've gotten people saying, I'm so sorry, I don't think we can afford you. And that's one thing that I've been really gracious to be able to work my tail off to be able to do, is that now I actually accept statewide insurance. Woo-hoo. So if you are in the state of Georgia and you are looking for a doula, definitely reach out to me in the description box if you are looking for one, because I can take your insurance. Well, we would have to make sure, but most likely I'll be able to take your insurance. And so the highlight of doulas is literally centuries old. Doulas have been around forever. I'm pretty sure Mary had a doula at some point, and it wasn't this certified, very rigid kind of person. It was a doula. Unfortunately, its definition is slave, and so you are a woman's help during that entire process. You would typically, as especially the any royals, anyone of those statues and stuff, they most likely would have a lot of staff, a lot of help, and a lot of aid. And one would definitely be for just motherhood, for that entire process, checking them, delivering the babies, engaging in breastfeeding, and the whole nine. And so that's the history of doulas, of course. A lot of people prefer to go by birth worker, which is perfectly fine. They're all synonyms of one another. At the end of the day, who we care for are birthing people, or people who are looking for families. Especially for me, I'm caring for the whole person. So this is my couples who are looking to adopt. This is, the couple that isn't necessarily able to have children on their own. This is for my lesbian couple looking to do IVF. This is for surrogacy. The parents want to provide the surrogate with doula. This is for a range of people, and so you don't have to have so much money and divide your finances just to be able to afford a doula. There are so many options out there, especially now that being a doula and what a doula is becoming more and more popular and more known. It is really more helpful that our states and our government's legislator understands that birthing people need support. Okay, so there's that. The reason why someone would choose a doula, or me as a doula, for example, is because of the support. Like I've been reiterating over and over again, support is really, really, really important. I don't believe, honestly, that you can live on this earth without any support. And this is even for people who live off the grid, for people who live alone. You still need some form of support. And the funny thing is that that support can come from even animals sometimes, you know, but it's something else outside of yourself. We cannot do things alone, right? And so if you have a doula and someone who's well versed in, you know, let's say like I am, the 8 pillars of wellness, you get that emotional support, which is of course providing the reassurance, encouragement, and obviously the comforting presence from, you know, depending on when you decide to hire and have and select a doula, either from the time that you find out or before you even decide to have a baby till 3 months postpartum. Usually that's how I do it with my clients. You also get physical support. I offer massages. I offer a lot of massages and my clients love them. Positioning suggestions and obviously comfort measures during labor. I supply my clients with combs. We are on the peanut ball. We're doing, you know, counter pressure massages. We're on a swing. We are going with gravity, doing deep squats. We're in the shower. We're walking. We're on the stairs. We're everywhere. I mean, just recently I went on a hike with one of my clients. So I'm everywhere with you. And that's the beautiful thing, is that you have someone to go on those walks with. Maybe you don't have, maybe, you know, you're a solo parent, which means that you are married, but your partner maybe is in the military, or they work long hours, they're a trucker, they're in the, you know, medical field, or whatever they do, but they're outside of the home a lot. You have someone that can come in and help you put the crib together, help you, you know, meal prep for labor and freeze everything, help you make padsicles. I am literally there for that. Doulas can be, you know, depending on the doula that you receive, we are there for just that, your support. We want to support you and your family, and whoever that is, we want to be there for you. I want to be there for you. I want to help you as much as I can with everything that I can. More than that, I feel like for me is advocacy. I truly, 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 truly believe that everyone deserves to be well informed and educated. There's a reason why they are banning books in this country, because the more you know, the more informed you are, the better decisions that you'll be able to make, and the way that you'll be able to see that everything is BS and lies. And so we act like a liaison between you as the birthing person and medical staff or family or really anyone else. We are here to ensure your preferences and also to make sure that you are being respected. When I am scheduled to be a client's doula, or I'm booked to be a client's doula, I run through more than just 50 questions. Like this is I'm going through everything. I want to know what's the relationship with you and your partner like. Are you close with your mom? How's your mental space? Is this your first child? Have you ever had a miscarriage, an abortion? How do you feel about being pregnant? Where are you giving birth? Are you giving birth at home? Are you giving birth in a birthing center? Are you giving birth in a hospital? If you are not giving birth at home, I'm going to study all the rules and regulations. I'm going to be there when you have appointments. If I can't be there physically, I will definitely be on the phone taking notes. I'll be catching all of the little sad comments and everything that they're saying, and we will talk about it. Okay, I have full-on 3-hour conversations with my clients talking about everything they heard in the office today. And they're just like, I knew something was wrong with that. I knew something was a little off, and they try to make it seem like them. And that's what I want. I am the battery, okay? I'm the biggest battery you could ever find. I am gonna recharge. I'm gonna, let's speak up, please. I'm gonna make sure that you really like, yeah, nah, you not, you can't. Because obviously I cannot speak for you, but I can get them, okay? I will be that person. I am the biggest cheerleader for all of my clients and their family members. And even if I have to be the person kicking their family members out, okay? I have no problem with doing that. Let me tell you, I don't mind fighting somebody, okay? I mean, I won't, but like, I have no problem letting someone know that they are no longer invited into your space. We will see you when the baby is here, or whenever mom feels like it. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Yeah. Bye. And so that advocacy attached to informational support really, really does allow for the empowerment of birthing people. When you're getting offered advice, based information that is really studied, whether it is Western medicine or it is holistic medicine, you are actually getting, a full spectrum of information so that you can make the best decision for your child. You're not just getting one, typical birth, possible C-section, forceps kind of option when maybe you really wanted to have a free birth at home and just it be you and your family and that's it. That is possible. And I have clients that say, I can do that. And I'm like, yeah, you can have your baby right here, right on this couch right here, girl. Okay, and I'll give you the paperwork for the birth certificate and social right after. All right, because it's not a big deal. I'll help you put them on your insurance. We will get them right into newborn check-in 1 week after they're born. I have no problem. I have been there and assisted in free birth. So it's very much possible. Ain't nobody stopping your coochie. Okay, they may try to, but they can't. So that to me is so extremely important because so many people aren't just informed. Like, I can do that. I'm not gonna get in trouble. They're not gonna be like, hey, who is this? No, it's just like, I've had so many clients that's like, I didn't even know that was an option. Like, whoa, like now I have to do more research. Like, am I comfortable with that? Like, what does that look like? What do I have to do with it? And it's amazing. It's amazing what having information looks like. What it looks like to be heard and to be listened and to be appreciated and encouraged in the choices that you make. You may be hearing me talk a lot about holistic ways and free births and stuff like that, but I'm also there for C-sections. I'm also there if you schedule to have an induction, or if you're having multiples and you've been scheduled your C-section the second you knew you was having babies and you're getting your tubes tied and we're getting an epidural and we're doing I'm there for that too. Don't think that because you have a doula that may, really encourage holistic, unmedicated vaginal births that, I guess they're not gonna like me. They're not. No. Now, unfortunately, there are some doulas that have preferences, which we all do, of course. And I truly, truly hope and pray that no one ever meets a doula that is rude and harsh to them and trying to coerce them into making different decisions than what you are really comfortable with. But for me, like I said, full spectrum. My goal is to make sure that your dreams happen, not my dreams, okay? My dreams is a unmedicated, no intervention, free birth, in water kind of a thing. Some people don't want that at all. They don't want to touch their baby until the baby's clean and the umbilical cord and the placenta is gone and they have taken a shower and that's okay. I will give you the informed decisions to let you know what are the pros and cons of certain things. But at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, all I can do is respect that. What am I going to fight you? No, I will not. And so for me, I believe no matter what, that is the greatest thing that you can give a person, honestly, especially a birthing person, especially our women of color. We are dying at an astronomical rate, literally 69.9%. That's our rate compared to the other races. 69.9% in deaths just by being pregnant. It is astronomical. And so when people ask me why am I so passionate about having doulas and having birth workers and really being informed, is because anything can happen. I have been there for people when they had a doula and they got a hysterectomy and they never elected for one. They never asked for one. It was just, oh, this is what we need to do. We're not answering any questions. Doula needs to leave because they're not family. Bye. And then boom. Huh? And then there was, I have stories for days, and I don't want to traumatize anyone, but you may think that not having one is not beneficial, but even sometimes having one can, kind of feel the same. And so it is really important for you to vet your doulas, make sure that who they say they are is who they really are. There are a lot of people who think being a doula is a fast, cash cow, and I could just make a couple of $1,000s because they see some doulas, averaging their work for that. Those are people who've been in this game for more than 5-7 years at most. And they have years and years and years of study and practice. Not the same thing. And so that to me is truly why I feel like everyone should have a doula. It really, really is important. So definitely check out a doula if you're interested in one, and let me know how that works out for you and what you thought about a doula if you did have one, or if you were interested in one, why you didn't get one. So I mentioned some myths and some misconceptions about doulas just a little bit before, but I'm gonna really kind of just reiterate them again, because I get so many people who say this and I'm like, no, that's not true. But they have actually had other doulas tell them that, oh, no doula would do that, no doula would do that. And I'm like, don't speak for me, please. Okay, speak for yourself. And so first thing is, biggest myth and misconception is that doulas only support home births. Like I said, if you want a C-section, you want your tubes tied right after, girl, I'm right there with you. I can take pictures of it and everything. You want a video? No? Okay, we can make you look cute. I can put some makeup on you, fix your hair up, make you look fresh. Okay, no, we're not doing that. We're not forcing women to do anything that they don't want to do, okay? Not at all. That doulas replace medical professionals? No. And the reason why my no sounded kind of hesitant is because I believe in this country, and when I say this country, I mean America, or other countries that love to model their medical system behind America. We believe that because of the technology and the advancement that we have in science and medicine, which is absolutely amazing, let me just say, wonderful job, guys. Pregnancy is as natural as the sun rising and setting every day. And so the fact that we make it seem like it is this, oh my gosh, you have such a high chance of dying, and no, you don't. It's a fear monger. Your percentage of dying is actually relatively low especially when you avoid hospitals, actually. And so this idea that like you can't do it on your own, or you have to have an OBGYN and be at a hospital and do that, you don't. You can have a midwife, you can go to a birthing center, you can have an unassisted birth. A lot of medical professionals, including midwives, are very anti-unassisted free births, but they like to speak on countries that all around the entire system and economic system is in a collapse. You cannot say, oh, well, yeah, they may have free births in Haiti, but have you seen their mortality rate? Well, yeah. Have you seen the country? The disarray, the civil war, the literal genocide? Why would anybody have a healthy birth there? It's a trauma center. Duh, so sometimes it just kind of never clicks for me why people make bold assumptions when we know, or at least we should know, but we do know, that your mental state and your environment really, really impacts how your pregnancy carries on and how your labor and delivery progresses. It blows my mind, but I'll talk about that in another video if that's what you guys want to see. Of course, another one is that doulas are only for natural births. Like I said, if you want an epidural, by all means, go ahead. If you want to get a Foley balloon or Pitocin, or anything else, by all means, do that. It is your body, okay? I will just give you the informed the informed information on them. Make sure that you're well educated and that you have no misconceptions in your mind. And if after all of that information, you're still like, yeah, I'm solid, I still want to do this, girl, go right ahead. I'm supporting you. Woo, woo, get the epidural. Get the epidural. Get. Okay, I am not gonna fight with you. I ain't fighting with nobody. Okay, this is your life. You gotta live with that. And it's not even like a satire, but truly, like we have to live with our own decisions. I would truly hate if I had a mom say, "Oh, I only did unmedicated because my doula persuaded me to, and I just felt like it was a traumatic experience for me because I don't do well with pain." Oh my gosh. Whew. It just, no, it's just disgusting. Like, I'm just like, ick. Cause now we've lost the purpose. She might as well have not had a doula if that's what you were gonna make her feel like, honestly. It's just like, what's the point? And so, no. Because the people I've met, yo, the doula community need to relax. Okay, y'all need to relax. Not everybody wants to do it like how you did it or how you want to have people do things. Like, calm down. It is not your life. It's not your coochie, and it's not your child. Oh my goodness, relax. So, how you can find the right doula for you. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this throughout the video. And if you caught on to those, then wonderful job. But if you didn't, don't worry. I'll let you know. The first things first, like I said, make sure that you're vetting the doulas that you meet. I am partnered with an amazing program called the Doula Network. And we are a community and a hub of doulas. And this is where we are. All of the doulas are able to provide insurance, and these are doulas in nearly all 50 states. The program is getting more and more expanded to more and more states, but so far we are in definitely more than 10 to 15 states for sure, including most of the southern states. So if you're in Florida, California, Arizona, Texas, Georgia, my state, Georgia, Alabama, I think Louisiana, South Carolina. I mean, we got you. We got y'all. Okay, we got y'all. Washington. We got y'all, ladies. We got y'all. We got y'all families. Okay, don't you worry. But even then, you can find a doula from, let's say, a Doula website, or from, they might have left a business card at a hospital or a medical professional or a chiropractor's office or something, and you're like, oh, well, hey, if they're here, then they must be good. They must be. Do your own research. Have a consultation with doulas at least, especially if the doula offers free consultations. I offer free consultations, and so I always tell people, have a talk with me. You never know what we can do. I have a sliding scale for all of my clients because I understand, and like I said, this is why I decided to take insurance. And so talk to us. You never know what we can, what little magic we can make happen. And so if you don't speak to the doula, you won't know what they can provide, what they do, what they don't do. And also, you don't know the vibes. Like, how you gonna, this person come on now, let's really vet them. And not just like, oh, like on the phone, like, I wanna see your face. I wanna see how you're talking. I wanna see your mannerisms. I wanna see you, like, I wanna see who's about to be in my coochie. And so let me know who you are, please. Another thing is, most importantly, honestly, for a lot of families, is discussing your financial obligations and your considerations. What is your budget? Are you looking to blow a bag? Because I have like a luxury doula support service where I do everything, every single thing that you can imagine I'm doing. I am there for every single week. I will see you in person every single week. Or if you don't want to see me, from one time for a week, I will provide you with weekly like videos, and we will like walk through what's happening, or if you want to talk about your mental health, because like I said, I am also a practitioner and a counselor, and so we, you know, it's like therapy as well. So you do get a therapist, you get a coach, you get a therapist, you get a nutritionist, and you get a doula. And it's priced at what it's priced at, because with all of those, that's just pregnancy. Then postpartum, and throughout pregnancy, you're getting massages, you're getting a lot of different tools. Your child is getting a personalized like body care for them that is really safe, eco-friendly, also all natural as well. My sister's in the window saying hi, but also all natural as well. So you don't have to worry about any skin irritations or anything like that. I will meal prep for you and your family. If you need overnight services, let's say you're a first-time mom, or let's say your husband just got deployed, or your partner just got deployed, sorry. Whoever it is, they just not here, and maybe you don't have family coming anytime soon. I will come and stay the night so you can rest. I'll feed the baby, or I'll wake you up so that you can feed the baby, and I will change the baby and put the baby back to sleep. And if you have other children, I will work on sibling integration and also kind of like being a nanny as well. And so that's a lot. That's a lot of things that I'm able to provide, but that's a luxury service, you know? And so if you're like, man, that's a lot. I mean, I need all of that. We can, you know, microwave it down to something a lot smaller. Maybe you just need a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And so I do provide a la carte options if that's what you're looking for. Or if you want a full-on package, then that comes, you know, I have about 3 packages, and each one are on my website. So you can take a look at those if you're interested, but each package comes with their own little bundle and stuff. And if you want like umbilical cord art, or if you want your placenta encapsulated, or maternity photos, newborn photos, I also do that. If you want to do a belly casting and you wanted it nice, bedazzled, and very, I do everything. Thank you, mama. Okay, she made this baby immigrant child do everything. And I used to be so angry at her, but our children pick us for a reason, okay? And so I truly hope that this video allowed you to narrow down if you feel and believe that a doula is right for you, or if you have never heard of a doula and you've been hearing it around on social media or on websites, or even in your doctor's offices, or if you're pregnant, just, you know, by other people talking about them, and now you've gotten a really good overview of what a doula could look like. I hope that your search for one is amazing. If you are looking, maybe you're not in the state of Georgia, but you are looking for a doula and you want at least a community hub of certified, insured, and vetted doulas, definitely check the link in the description box, because I'm going to give you guys all the information so that even if you're not in the state of Georgia, or let's say you don't want me as your doula, I will always recommend another sister or brother, because there are male doulas out here too, okay? Gotta love y'all too. That will love to provide service for you, okay? I am not a gatekeeper. If I can't do it, I pray somebody else can. And so I am so thankful for the opportunity to even be back on YouTube, guys. I pray that everything goes well with you if you are pregnant, or if you're not and you're considering having a family. I hope that entire journey goes well. I love you guys. It was amazing having this conversation. We are definitely coming back, so stick around for more videos. Make sure that you hit that bell notification so you don't really miss out these videos, because I'm coming at y'all hard. I know you guys are interested in doula information, holistic medicine, spiritual stuff, and I am here to give it all to you. A lot has happened in the last 4 years since I last saw you guys. A lot has changed, and so I'm here to give you guys all of that education for free, at least some of them. But we will definitely see you next time. Bisous, later.